Hello everybody and welcome to Tencor Recipes. Today I am going to show you how to make this delicious beef stew with bell peppers. Here are the main ingredients you would need. The beef for stew is about 2.99 pounds. And the ginger, each one is about 1 ounce. Let's start by preparing the marinade for the beef. If you are not used to or familiar with this style of cutting, please use a chopping board. The ginger is approximately 1 ounce. The 2 cups of water should be enough to marinate and cook the beef. Next, thoroughly wash your beef and put it in your pot. Then pour the marinade over the beef. And add your seasoning and spices. If you do not have any of the spices or seasoning I've used in this recipe, you can substitute with any of your favorites. Now cover the pot and allow the beef to cook. Periodically check on the progress of your beef by making sure there's enough water and stir to make sure there's no meat stuck to the bottom of your pot. Generally, the oil on the surface is an indication that the beef is ready, but always check to make sure it's tender to your liking. Once you are satisfied with the tenderness of the beef, remove all of it from the stock and set it aside. Now pour the stock into a bowl, remove all the bay leaves and set the stock aside. Now we're going to prep these vegetables for the stew. This process can actually be done prior, during, or after you cook your beef. This will be the last ingredient that would go into the stew, so let's set it aside. Next, I'm going to blend these ingredients for the stew. For this step, always use the beef stock, never plain water. The beef stock will take your stew to another level, making it super delicious. Now let's set that aside and start frying our beef. For anyone that does not want to fry their beef, you can certainly skip this step. Now set the beef aside and let's start the stew. I will be reusing some of the oil I used to fry the beef. Add in the blended ingredient and let it fry till it reduces and becomes thick. Whilst waiting, prepare and blend your tomatoes. This step can also be done prior to beginning the stew. You can now add your blended tomatoes. Now add your seasoning and spices. As an FYI, you can substitute any of the seasoning or spices with your own. Now let's allow the stew to reduce a little bit by thickening up. Now let's add the beef. Give the beef a few minutes to absorb some of the stew before you add in the final ingredient, which is the bell peppers and onions. Last but not least, let's add in the bell peppers and onions. If you like your bell peppers and onions on the crunchier side, then cover the stew and just turn off the heat, and the steam will do the rest. I am going to allow the bell peppers and onions to cook just a few minutes longer because I want the bell peppers and the onions to absorb the stew and its flavor. The stew is ready. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you again. Bye.